Is it really that bad, Brother Valentine? Well, wait till you see where we are and where we're headed as a people, as a race, and as a nation. Presently, the vast majority of our folks across the nation, to no one's surprise, live in a trance maintained by the pursuits of habits and addictions that we are satisfied to call living, wrapped in a false sense of security that tomorrow is just another thank you, sweet Jesus, or sleeping pill away. We presently function as disassociative, disconnected prisoners of war, suffering from centuries of degradation and brutality that has completely eradicated all of our normal assumptions of life that we as human beings have come to know over the last 100,000 years. Our faculties for organized thought and critical thinking and organic concepts of reality and our divinity are now minute to non-existent. We are numb to the pain of the collective heartbeat and the desperation of the collective mind. Our natural emotions of empathy have shut down, including our emotions of disgust, horror, pity, and psychospiritual symmetry, that which is pure and organic to being human in this consciousness cycle. All of it gone. Our lockdown behind the frequency fence erected by the scientists of the parasitic elite has successfully worked at getting the majority of us to think and act like prisoners in a concentration camp. Many of the underground teachers say that all this is but a rehearsal for the inevitable. So look around and study the symptoms of your neighbor, your fellow prisoners in a virtual, soon-to-be very real cage. Look at how we think primarily in terms of maintaining the barest levels of survival. Like prisoners, every thought or entertainment, everything that we do in our hearts is based on immediate gratification of programmed appetites. We think only of the rituals that support our current comfort zones, how to stay warm, find food, sex, and now more than ever, avoid undue attention to your actions so as not to incur the wrath of the prison guards that patrol the courtyards of your neighborhoods. Black people's thinking and reactions have become very selective and predictable, especially Christians. How do we survive? By not pissing massa off. And we see this mentally manifested in the fact that as a black leadership, no one has formed any workable strategies for survival or defense in the ever-growing environment of fascism and totalitarianism here in America, nor for the impending environmental cataclysms that were prophesied by our ancestors to devastate us to the tune of millions of lives. A psychospiritual apathy has taken over and has created in us an inability to care about anything that is not beneficial to our immediate self-interests. Yes, black people suffer from post-traumatic slave disorder. That's right. But the most debilitating psychosis to come from this trauma season, this trauma feeling, and this trauma experience is what has come to be known as Stockholm Syndrome. We have come to love our captors and our captivity. We care more for and cater most to the whims and the wishes of our torturers, and thank the Vatican and the religions that they give us every day. Like prisoners in 23-hour lockdown, we have lost or given up the normal ways of responding to life and each other. We have learned to develop higher and more elaborate mind tricks for physical and psychological survival. Look at us. All of our present actions as a community and as a people are calculated so as not to piss off the overseer guards. Think about what you feel as you drive by a cop car, or when one eases up behind you in a normal traffic. Or try walking by a group of cops standing on the curb or the corner in your neighborhood. Observe the way your mind automatically goes. See yourself avoiding eye contact, how your gaze lowers to the ground or looks in the opposite direction. See how you do the same thing with average people on the street, on the bus, or on the subway. We tend to be on our best behavior and manners with the guards around, especially white people as authority figures. Look how easily Clinton took up residence in your backyard after Khalid's assassination. This is why church for Christians Muslims, and Hebrew Israelites has become a haven for downtrodden black folks. We no longer have to be responsible for the consequences of our collective social apathy. Because of the churches, the mosques, and the synagogues, we no longer have to call the perpetrator out on the carpet anymore. If you're Christian, he's forgiven no matter what he did, because you've been baptized in the blood. Your own blood, but hey, who's counting? Now, all we have to do in response to our ever-increasing oppression and our stultifying frustration is to shout, "Thank you, sweet Jesus! Allahu Akbar! Praise Yahweh!" Scream and shout, sing or mumble the design mindfuck programming of your chosen faith. And peace to you all. All this to keep you from discovering for yourself that you are the God you seek to initiate the second coming. That your God said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God," and that the kingdom of God is within you. That's right. That being the case, where else would your God be except in heaven? And if it is in you, what does that make you? That's right, a portable paradise. Let me say that again. A portable paradise. A mobile heaven right here on earth. You are the cosmic monad or nomad, whose mother father is the cosmic monad, a quantum traveler of light. You are light-based consciousness on course to the ultimate destination within, to heaven. The wisest of our wisest elders have repeatedly said down through the ages that which you seek, you already possess. That you are the God you seek. You are the heaven you covet. You are the salvation that you await and pray for so desperately. The present God structures, worship, and collective mind, will, and intent of humanity characterizes and caricatures of consciousness who go by the naive or the names of Jesus, Allah, Yehuda, all are nothing more than nomenclatures of tyranny. The alter egos of alien psychotic mindsets baptized by the crusades that still continue on our lands and in our minds, that continue to feed the floods, the flooding rivers of blood already shed by our ancestors. These holy names are holy shames. Let me say that again. These holy names are holy shames. You bow to your oppressors and your captors and your conquerors' God. Let that marinate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You don't even know who to call God anymore or what to call God. These holy names are holy shames. Mind-controlled, emotion-based trigger words that shift your consciousness, your precious awareness of God away from point center, your archetypal center of being, where the true God of all is. The nameless, unmanifested, that's where it exists. Shift it outward to the dogma and the delusion orchestrated by the priestcraft of the parasitic elite. Jesus, Allah, and Jehovah are psychogenic command triggers, alien disruptor signals which act as the sentinels of your mind's jamming signals. They are mind-controlled jamming signals, and they block the pathway that lead to universal truth. Semantic sentinels of your 460-year lockdown under theological mind control. In fact, all religions are the satanic sentinels of mind control. And this type of control constitutes the foundation of our presently obsolete paradigm constructs of awareness. The parasitic or the parasite lives off of the control